We humans, we're an ambitious bunch. We conquered fire, invented the wheel, and even figured out how to order pizza online. Our curiosity and drive have always pushed us to explore the unknown, to reach beyond our limits, and to dream big. From the depths of the oceans to the highest mountains, we've left no stone unturned. So naturally, we set our sights on space, the ultimate frontier. But as we venture into the cosmos, we encounter a unique challenge: gravity, or rather, the lack of it. You see, gravity is that invisible force that keeps our feet on the ground and our coffee from floating away. It's something we often take for granted here on Earth, but in space, it's a whole different ballgame. Without gravity, everything changes. Our bodies, which have evolved over millions of years to function in Earth's gravitational pull, start to behave in strange ways. Bones weaken, muscles atrophy, and our sense of balance goes haywire. And that's just the beginning. Imagine trying to eat, sleep, or even go to the bathroom in a place where everything is constantly floating around. It's a logistical nightmare. And let's not even get started on the psychological effects of living in such an environment for extended periods. But despite these challenges, we press on, because the rewards of space exploration are too great to ignore. We're talking about long-duration space missions, trips to Mars, lunar bases, and maybe even a space elevator someday. Hey, a guy can dream. The possibilities are endless, but only if we can figure out how to deal with the lack of gravity. Scientists and engineers are hard at work trying to solve this problem. They're experimenting with artificial gravity using centrifugal force to simulate the effects of gravity in space. It's a complex and challenging task, but progress is being made. And that, my friends, is a problem, especially if we plan on spending any significant amount of time out there. We're talking long-duration space missions here, folks. Trips to Mars, lunar bases, maybe even a space elevator someday. Hey, a guy can dream. But without gravity, our bodies throw a cosmic tantrum. Bones weaken, muscles atrophy, and let's not even get started on what happens to, well, let's just say space toilets are a whole other level of engineering. The bottom line is this: if we're serious about becoming a spacefaring species, we need to figure out this whole artificial gravity thing. Because floating around like a lost sock in a dryer might be fun for a while, but trust me, it gets old fast. The future of space exploration depends on it. If we can crack the code of artificial gravity, the stars are the limit. We'll be able to live and work in space for longer periods, explore new worlds, and maybe even establish colonies on other planets. It's an exciting time to be alive, and the possibilities are truly out of this world. So here's to the dreamers, the scientists, and the engineers who are working tirelessly to make this a reality. The final frontier is within our reach, and with a little ingenuity and determination, we'll conquer it, just like we did with fire, the wheel, and yes, even online pizza delivery. The bottom line is this: if we're serious about becoming a spacefaring species, we need to figure out this whole artificial gravity thing, because floating around like a lost sock in a dryer might be fun for a while, but trust me, it gets old fast. The journey to the stars is just beginning, and the challenges are many. But if history has taught us anything, it's that we humans are capable of incredible things. So let's buckle up and get ready for the ride of a lifetime. The final frontier awaits. So, how do we create artificial gravity in the vast emptiness of space? It's a question that has puzzled scientists and engineers for decades. The idea of living and working in space without the constant pull of gravity is both fascinating and challenging. But fear not, because we have some ingenious solutions up our sleeves. Well, imagine a giant spinning donut in space. This isn't just a whimsical thought experiment, it's a serious concept in the world of space exploration. No, seriously, hear me out. This isn't some intergalactic Krispy Kreme run. This is science. The idea is to create a structure that spins, generating a force that mimics the effects of gravity. You see, when something spins, it creates a force that pushes outward, kind of like when you're on a merry-go-round and feel yourself being flung to the edge. This outward force is what we call centripetal force. That, my friends, is called centripetal force. It's the same force that keeps you glued to the wall of a spinning amusement park ride. Now picture yourself standing on the inside of this spinning, donut-shaped space station. The walls are curving around you, and as the station spins, you feel a force pushing you against the outer wall. The centripetal force would push you against the outer wall, creating a sensation of gravity, much like the feeling you get when a roller coaster takes a sharp turn. This sensation is what we refer to as artificial gravity. The faster the spin, the stronger the force, and voila! You've got yourself some artificial gravity. But it's not just about spinning faster, it's about finding the right balance. Of course, there's a bit more to it than that. We need to consider the size of the space station, the speed of rotation, and the overall design to ensure that the artificial gravity feels natural and comfortable. We need to figure out the right speed of rotation, the size of the station, and a whole bunch of other technical stuff so that it feels like Earth gravity, and not like you're stuck in a washing machine on spin cycle. This involves complex calculations and simulations to get everything just right. But hey, that's what engineers are for, right? They take these wild ideas and turn them into reality, ensuring that our future in space is not just possible, but comfortable and sustainable. So next time you think about space travel, remember, it's not just a fairground ride, it's a marvel of engineering and science. Remember that cosmic tantrum I mentioned earlier? Well, it's not just a minor inconvenience, it's a full-blown rebellion against the very fabric of our being. Let's dive into that a bit deeper, shall we? Imagine your body as a finely tuned machine, designed to operate under the specific conditions of Earth's gravity. You see, our bodies have evolved over millions of years to function under Earth's gravity. It's like our internal operating system, constantly calibrated to keep us upright and moving efficiently. So, when you take away gravity, things start to go haywire. It's as if the operating system crashes, and all the finely tuned processes begin to malfunction. For starters, our bones, those sturdy pillars that hold us upright, well, they start losing density in space. This phenomenon is known as spaceflight osteopenia. It's like they go on a permanent vacation and forget to pack their calcium. Without the constant pressure of gravity, bones can lose up to 1% of their density per month. And our muscles, those magnificent movers and shakers, they don't fare much better either. In the absence of gravity, muscles can atrophy quickly, losing both mass and strength. Without gravity to work against, they start to waste away, becoming as useful as a screen door on a submarine. Astronauts have to exercise for hours each day just to maintain some level of muscle mass. But it's not just our bones and muscles that suffer. The cardiovascular system, which relies on gravity to help pump blood throughout the body, also faces challenges. Our cardiovascular system, our balance, even our eyesight can be affected by prolonged exposure to microgravity. Fluid shifts can cause vision problems, and the lack of gravitational pull can lead to balance disorders. And let's not forget the psychological toll that living in a constant state of weightlessness can take on the human psyche. The isolation, confinement, and altered sensory experiences can lead to significant mental stress. In short, our bodies are like, dude, where's my gravity? The absence of this fundamental force throws everything out of whack, making space travel a true test of human endurance and adaptability. And frankly, who can blame them? It's a wild ride, but one that pushes the boundaries of what we know about the human body and its incredible resilience. Thankfully, brilliant minds across the globe are working on solutions. We're not just talking about some sci-fi fantasy here, folks. This is real science in action. The European Space Agency, ESA, and a company called VAST are teaming up to build a space station with artificial gravity. Their plan? You guessed it. Spin it. This station is designed to rotate, creating artificial gravity for its inhabitants. Think of it like a giant orbiting centrifuge, but instead of separating blood samples, it's separating astronauts from the debilitating effects of microgravity. Section 5. Okay, but how do we actually build this thing? Of course, building a rotating space station that can support human life is no easy feat. We're talking about overcoming massive engineering challenges, like figuring out how to build a structure large and strong enough to withstand the stresses of rotation while still being lightweight enough to launch into space. And then there's the whole issue of getting everything up there in the first place. Remember those giant rockets we used to launch stuff into space? Yeah, we're going to need some seriously impressive rockets to get a space station this big off the ground. Section 6. Humans in space. Because even astronauts get dizzy. But wait, there's more. Building a rotating space station isn't just about physics and engineering, it's also about human physiology and psychology. We have to consider things like Coriolis forces, which can play havoc with our inner ear and make us feel dizzy, nauseous, and generally like we've had one too many space cocktails. And let's not forget about the psychological impact of living in a rotating environment. Will people be able to adapt to the constant feeling of rotation? Will it affect their sleep, their mood, their ability to focus? These are all questions that scientists are working to answer. Section 7. Artificial gravity and the future, from orbit to deep space. Despite the challenges, the potential benefits of artificial gravity are too great to ignore. Not only could it make long-duration space missions safer and healthier for astronauts, but it could also pave the way for more ambitious space exploration. Imagine a future where we have rotating space hotels, lunar bases with artificial gravity, and maybe even generation ships that could carry humans on multi-generational journeys to distant stars. Section 8. It's not just about survival, it's about thriving in space. Artificial gravity isn't just about keeping our bones from turning to dust, and our muscles from forgetting how to muscle. It's about creating a spacefaring future where humans can not just survive but thrive. A future where we can explore the cosmos without sacrificing our physical and mental well-being. Imagine families living in space, children growing up with the stars as their backyard, scientists conducting groundbreaking research in environments that mimic Earth's gravity. That's the promise of artificial gravity, and it's a future worth striving for. Section 9. Buckle up, space explorers, the future of space travel is spinning. So there you have it, artificial gravity. It's not just a cool concept from science fiction, it's a necessary step in our journey to become a truly spacefaring species. And who knows, maybe someday spinning our way to artificial gravity will be as commonplace as hopping on a plane. Until then, let's keep dreaming big, exploring the universe, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible.